good.
And the greatest example going on right now before our very eyes is Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, which they're just disappearing with a magic wand, as if it doesn't exist, even though it could not be clearer what it's stating. And so, they want to kick it to Congress. So it's going to be up to us on January 6, 2025, to tell the rampaging Trump mobs that he's disqualified. And then we need bodyguards for everybody in Civil War conditions.
As Donald Trump's inauguration draws closer and closer, the left and the Democrats are beginning to panic more and more because they will do anything to stop Donald Trump from becoming president of the United States, including apparently planning their own insurrection. As you can see here, an opinion piece from The Hill, Congress has the power to block Trump from taking office, but lawmakers must act now. Okay, now if you read further into this piece, it says that the Constitution provides that an oath-breaking insurrectionist is ineligible to be president. This is the plain wording of Section 3 of the 14th Amendment to the Constitution. No person shall hold any office, civil or military, under the United States or under any state who, having previously taken an oath to support the Constitution of the United States, shall have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same or given aid or comfort to the enemies thereof. This disability can be removed by a 2/3 vote in each house. Disqualification is based on insurrection against the Constitution and not the government, and the evidence of Donald Trump's engaging in such insurrection is overwhelming. The matter has been decided in 3 separate forums, 2 of which were fully contested with the active participation of Trump's counsel, okay? But here's the problem, all right? Insurrection is a specific charge, and Donald Trump has not been charged with insurrection, and he's also not been convicted of insurrection because there's also a specific penalty for insurrection as well. And of course, if you recall, this question has already been basically decided by the Supreme Court because in Colorado, this is what the Secretary of State tried to use to keep Donald Trump off of the ballot. So of course, the left is just basically in full-on panic mode that Trump is going to come back in and hopefully do some real good for the nation, because there's nothing the left hates more than having a prosperous America. But of course, the problem they really have is moving forward, there is no one to take up the mantle and lead the Democrats and the leftists to victory, as we can see here on this piece from MSNBC.
I wonder, as we look forward, is it harder to get donations after the kind of November that Democrats just had?
No, I think that people actually see this as pretty cyclical, which it is. If you want to be unpopular in politics today, just get elected and hang on to your seat because it will likely be in jeopardy next time up. In all the years of my campaigning, I learned a lot more from losing campaigns than winning campaigns. Winning is fun, but losing is soul crushing. And when you experience it, you don't want to do it again. And Democrats now are in the desert, and you get better at finding water when you're out in the desert. And but the thing that I've also learned is that parties don't lead people, people lead parties. So the Democrats also need not just a 100-point plan. They need somebody. They need a Moses to lead them out of the desert. And that's what's part of what we'll see in the next 4 years and through the primary processes. Who understands what's happening in America right now, because it's pretty clear from this last election that things are a lot different than they used to be.
So it's been my assertion that the Democrats basically have no bench. There's no one lining up to really take control of the Democrat Party. Now, of course, a lot can happen in the next 2 to 4 years, and there could be a leader emerge. I mean, after all, Barack Obama became president after serving half a term as senator, okay? But right now, if you look at the open playing field in the Democrat Party, Kamala Harris, after just losing, is still the front runner in 2028. Gavin Newsom is widely unpopular. Gretchen Whitmer is widely unpopular. Pete Buttigieg is completely forgettable. So basically, at this point in time, they have no bench. There is no one to act as the Moses and lead the Democrats out of the desert. And a lot of this basically is the party platform. What do they actually stand for? What are their beliefs, right? They're all over the map, from being very conservative on some issues and incredibly woke on others, and they have no clue as to where they want to be. So what they really have to develop first is a winning message, as is pointed out here by Byron Donalds.
How do you feel about Elon Musk kind of getting involved in politics from a backhanded way, it seems?
I love it. I think everybody should be involved in politics. This place works best if people are involved, that they're paying attention, they're fully engaged, holding us accountable, keeping us like kind of where we need to be.
Well, I think you're safe, Byron. There's some other ones.
You might be good.
Yeah, you're good.
I mean, but listen. The system doesn't work if everybody's not paying attention.
That's true.
That's what got us into the mess that we're in.
No, that's true.
So we're in this mess now, 36 trillion, massive agencies that don't do what they're supposed to do. Because listen, America, best country in the world. Most of our people have been focused on their lives, building their businesses, great in their families, and that's all great stuff.
Yeah.
But the federal government in Washington has been operating without much of a check from the American people. Love the Elons involved. We got to keep that going because that's how you save the republic.
Yeah.
So with Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy trying to get rid of government waste and spending, and also, of course, you have RFK Jr. trying to make America healthy again, you have these winning messages that the Democrats basically cannot counter, because why in the world would you want to run against making the government more efficient and less wasteful? Why would you want to run against making the American people more healthy? Okay, but that's essentially how the Democrats have positioned themselves. They're against everything Donald Trump, against everything conservative, against everything Republican, while at the same time embracing all of the woke garbage and the ideology. However, in the meantime, a few people on the left, like Stephen A. Smith, are trying, of course, to straddle that fence and understand what in the world is making this movement so popular, while at the same time saying, hey, I'm a reasonable person, not just some crazy leftist.
And as I look at President-elect Donald Trump coming into office, let me be very, very clear about what I support when it comes to him, so we're not misconstruing anything. I support eradicating inflation. I support lowering taxes. I support closing our borders. I support prioritizing national security. Yes, I do. I'm not going to go with his words about law and order, but damn it, it's one of my favorite shows for a reason. I like it. I believe in law and order, and I want to make sure that I'm clear about that. So everything that Donald Trump has preached about, I'm not against. Which is why if he acts right and doesn't engage in pettiness and don't put incompetence in cabinet positions and stuff like that, I'm going to support the president. I don't want him to fail. I want him to succeed as long as it means the country succeeds, not him, the country.
So, of course, all of this is too little too late, because if the Democrats had actually embraced this type of messaging, all of the things Americans actually really care about, then they probably would have won in 2024. But they didn't. Instead, they wanted to have wide open borders. They wanted to pretend like inflation wasn't a huge problem. They wanted to pretend like they were actually doing good for the American people, when in fact they were doing the exact opposite. And now, of course, Stephen A. Smith is recognizing this, and even though I don't believe for a second he's anything but a leftist, at least he's saying this stuff out loud, which can be very beneficial for the people who are listening to his show who are not necessarily political, or maybe lean a little bit left and want to have some reason drilled into their brains. So either way, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and stay safe out there, people, because they're coming after you.